Arizona got it all started back last inning to tie this ball game. See if he can win it here.
This crowd is ready to explode. Trump, line drive, it's down. Eli White's coming home. How much fun is this team? Through 52 games, the fun has been limitless for the Atlanta Braves, and we are back here on City Connect Saturday. Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Atlanta getting the dramatic 11-inning win, and now they'll try to go ahead and wrap up a series victory here today. Hello again, friends. Brandon Gaudin back alongside Jeff Francoeur. It seems like every night, Jeffrey, the Braves have a different hero. Last night, maybe the most unlikely of heroes in Chadwick Trump.
Well, and you think about it, you lose Sean Murphy, you lose Drake Baldwin, and you call up someone who was your third or fourth catcher coming to the year, and he has continued to contribute. And it started down in Miami, if you think about it. Doing the small things like we talked about, getting the bunt down like this. That's something people do not do a great job these days. Watch the base running right here. Going first to third, pushing the envelope, getting into scoring position. Of course, right there, not hit hard, but enough to get it done. And then you go to last night right here. Got it to 4-3, and then right here, the game winner with 2 strikes. He continues to impress, and as you said, someone new every single night. That's why this team's rolling.
And Bryce Elder was rolling last night for Atlanta. Tonight, it's going to be Grant Holmes against Jake Irvin for the Nationals.
Yeah, you continue to talk about it. Jake Irvin, they've given up some runs to Nationals. Hopefully the Braves can do it. And of course, Grant Holmes, I thought you're starting to see him get a little bit of that crispness back that we saw early in the season. So hopefully they carry that big win last night, win another series.
Another come-from-behind win yesterday for Atlanta, 18 on the season. That is the most in Major League Baseball. And when we come back, Wiley Ballard will have more on the Comeback Kids as we walk you up to first pitch. Game 2, Braves, Nats. The Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. By Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price. Xfinity, imagine that. And also by Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
Well, we have successfully navigated a few pop-up rain showers. We are set for an on-time first pitch here at Truist Park, Game 2 of the series, Braves and Nats. And as Brandon and Jeff just told you, a thriller last night. And that's been a common theme for the Braves. They have won more games when trailing than they have lost. Unbelievable stat. And for the Braves, they feel like this is something they've been building towards throughout spring training. Here's what Bryce Elder had to say after last night's dramatic come-from-behind win.
But I think that's what kind of makes us a little bit different this year from the times before. Is I think in the past we kind of just expected, oh, we're going to come back, and then all of a sudden we don't, we lose. I think this year we're much more intentional with what we're doing, and there's a little bit of urgency there, and we understand that. Kind of like I said the other day, we're not just going to roll out of bed and beat people. We got to go do it, and I think tonight was a good representation of that.
Just in general, from day one when I got here, I know a lot of guys weren't satisfied with how the season ended last year, and I could just tell they were on a mission. Every day was very detailed. It was very focused, like you said, with a mission, and everybody understood the sense of urgency because they know how talented this group is. They know what the fans deserve, and they just want to give the organization and the fans just the best brand of Braves baseball. So for us, I think we understand how every day is very important. It's a new day to just attack it with seriousness, focus, and that's just how we approach it.
So here are some key ingredients presented by Papa John's to these comebacks for the Braves. You see 18 comeback wins, most in Major League Baseball. A .619 winning percentage when giving up the first run. Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable. Well over a 95 win pace with that winning percentage. And the Braves, again, best record in baseball. It has been so much fun to watch. And a lot of the players giving Walt Weiss a lot of that credit. Well, we've got Game 2 coming up for you next. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Truist Park. It is Grant Holmes, Jake Irvin, Braves and Nats. Memorial Day weekend. What more do you want on Braves Vision?
Braves baseball is brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. It's that simple. By Georgia Lottery, hurry and play cash for today to instantly win an extra $444 now through June 30th, only from the Georgia Lottery. And by Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Temperatures in the upper 70s. We had a heavy rain shower an hour ago, but the sun is shining and we are ready for some baseball on this Saturday here in Atlanta.
Told you we'd be on time.
Jeff is always right when it comes to the weather, and that's where it ends. Here is the lineup brought to you by Racetrack for the Washington Nationals. It'll once again be James Wood leading off. He's been there every game this year. Watch out for Abrams. He has been hitting the ball extremely well, and he had 3 of the 4 RBI last night for the Nats. And Frenchie, it is number 66, Grant Holmes, on the mound today for Atlanta.
Yeah, you don't see too many times a guy warming up in the rain during that rain shower, but he was getting ready. And look, for Grant, it comes down to a lot of throwing strikes, right? 1 walk last time, so he has a great start. Before that, 3 walks, 4 walks. So for him, it kind of goes into, honestly, my 4 keys, which we're going to see here in a minute. But for Grant, it's getting ahead. When he gets ahead, that slider is so lethal. And then, of course, score early. Jake Urban has allowed a lot of runs in that first inning. You got a chance to jump them early. Very good curveball for Jake Urban. One of the best in the leagues, but his sinker and fastball has been getting hit hard this year.
What a thriller last night. 11 innings. The Braves getting the game-winning hit from Chadwick Tromp, and he is behind the dish today as the battery mate for Grant Holmes. And a called strike right on time here at 410 locally. Ron Kolpa, the crew chief, is the umpire tonight, back behind home plate. He has been an umpire at this level since 1999, almost 3 decades of Major League Baseball.
Ron ran me in Colorado one day.
Did he?
He did.
You remember the year?
It was that year Ubaldo Jimenez won 15 in the first half.
I like Ron Kolpa even more now.
Yeah, I deserved it. I let him know how I felt.
Was it on balls and strikes?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. How many career ejections for you? Do you remember?
I'll have to look it up, but I think it's 6.
Okay. That's a pretty good number.
Yeah. About once a year I'd lose it.
Yeah, that's good. Get your money's worth.
I learned from the best.
Yes, you did. Great Bobby Cox. And you were saying, Frenchie, you were at Bobby's funeral on Wednesday. I know that was emotional.
It was, yeah, it was. I guess special. I don't know if that's the right word. You know, I know Pam and the family's hurting, and as we all are, but just to hear the stories about that man, see his 26 grandkids and great grandkids. It was an emotional day, but a great day to honor a man that I think we all loved.
In this organization, there is nobody that meant more. And for Ted Turner and Bobby Cox to pass that close, it was strange, but you look back on it as they check down and he wins. So James Wood is down on.
Be interested to see this one. Sorry, partner, but from here it didn't look like it, but he's got those long arms, so you never know. Yeah, he did go.
It's right there. Close. But James Wood down on strikes. Yeah, just to finish the thought, I mean, you look back on it now and look, they both live very full, great lives. 84 and 87 that they passed that and meant so much to this organization. I said that they're on the Mount Rushmore for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
And I know Bobby Cox in particular meant so much to you.
So 2 words stuck out to me with Bobby, man, from listening to everybody that day. He was a servant man. He helped everybody. You've heard stories of talking to the grounds crew in San Diego, right, to the guy. And I always say he was a great encourager. Something we don't have enough these days, and you know, including myself, coaching our kids, all of us, you always point out the wrong, right, or see this, and Bobby always found a way to kind of turn a wrong into just something like you're right there, make you believe in yourself, and he was as good as anybody ever saw at doing that. Tony La Russa was there. I thought it was really cool to see him come and honor Bobby.
And Bobby smiling down on this sunshine-filled Saturday afternoon here at Truist Park. Luis Garcia Jr. 0 for 4 yesterday with a walk. There's that slider from Grant Holmes. That's his bread and butter. And then that four-seam fastball for Grant has been a lot better this year versus a season ago. Swing and a miss.
There it is. Good call.
So Grant Holmes gets both Wood and Garcia to start this ball game.
Again, though, what, 11 pitches, now 7 strikes. So when Grant can pitch from a place of leverage, it's when he gets 2-0, 3-1, and he's got to challenge you with that fastball, or it's one of those sliders that, let's be honest, it's just throwing, kind of spinning for a strike. That one, great depth right there, and hit right on the outside corner.
And now a swing and a miss from Tana. Boy, Holmes is locked in here in the top of the first.
That rain got his hair a little bit. He's got a little extra grease in that.
It's working for him. Mixed with that Cantu shea butter curling cream he uses.
Back side.
Wood, Garcia, and Tana all swinging.
Well, slider, you talked about it early, how good his slider is, and right here you get him 0-2, back foot slider, 1, 2, 3. Let's go get some runs.
Top half. Now Ronald Acuna Jr. will lead things off for the Bravos in the bottom half. There's a lineup brought to you by Racetrack. Of course, down at the bottom, Chadwick Tromp getting the start today after coming off the bench yesterday and providing the heroics. And it's Jake Irvin on the mound for the Nats. And Frenchie mentioned the first inning has been his Achilles heel. He has given up 13 first inning runs. That is the most in Major League Baseball.
And again, he's a guy who's trying to get pitched from ahead because he's got that good curveball, but he's given up 5 home runs on that sinker this year.
There's that sinker. .27 game on base streak for Ronald. He extended that late in the game last night with a walk. Second longest active on base streak in baseball, behind Nick Kurtz. Let's go back a year ago today, May 23rd. Ronald returning from that second ACL injury. First pitch he sees against the Padres. And in a year that didn't go great, this was certainly a big moment.
Yes. Remember that. That was text messages started flying everywhere. And you were kind of hoping, right, when he came back, there was going to be that spark plug that kind of got everything, and it just. But it happens. As wrong as everything went last year, this year complete opposite.
Those are the numbers here since coming back from that ACL injury last year. But here he's chasing a 3-2 curveball. So we've had 4 batters at the plate. All have struck out swinging in this game.
Well, and that's his pitch, what we just talked about. He's got some serious break on that pitch.
Fourth year in the bigs now for Jake Irvin. 101st start of his career, 11th this season. And his 9th start already against the Braves. So a lot of these guys familiar with this right-hander.
And there's that curveball coming in today. Batters hitting a $135 off it, but even more, only slugging 162 on that curveball.
There it is again. What's the key if you're a hitter today against that pitch, Frenchie?
Don't miss a heater. It's slow. It's not, you know. More guys are throwing cutters and sliders now, especially right-handers.
You're right. You look at the rest of his arsenal. Everything else has been hit at a pretty high rate, but that curveball has been really good.
Guess it's kind of hard to throw 100 of those a game, though, right?
At some point, they're going to sit on it. to the left side, playing over Bebas at third today. That leads us to the defense for the Washington Nationals, brought to you by Racetrack.
Yeah, you got Lyle in left, of course, Cruz in center field, Wood, the big man in right field. Vivas, you just talked about Abrams, of course, the big night last night. Nunez, Garcia Jr. at first, and Keibert Ruiz gets to start behind the dish.
Now Matt Olson stepping up to the plate here. 14 homers, 42 driven in, but homerless in his last 11. Jake Irvin trying to put the issues that he's had in the first inning behind him. He's a strike away from setting the Braves down in order.
He's landed those curveballs early, and then because of that right there, kind of had Matt a little bit behind on that heater.
Matt started but stopped. 2-2. Last night was game number 7 as an Atlanta Brave for Matt Olson. Today, number 701. Of course, he hasn't missed one.
What is he, still about 1,800 games from Cal?
He's got a long way to go. Be the middle of the 2036 season. He'll catch him if he's able to keep the streak going.
It's 10 more years.
That is incredible. It really puts what Cal Ripken did into perspective. Yesterday, the bulk innings went to that man Miles Mikolas, but late the Braves got to the bullpen to get the win. Matt Olson, little cue ball shot fouled. It remains 3-2. Eighth pitch of the at bat. And there will be a 9th. Well, he's making him work.
Yes, he is.
At least not making it easy here on Jake Irvin. And Irvin does not go deep into games. He's only gone past the 5th inning one time this year in his 10 starts. And it will not be a 1-2-3 first. That is a hard-earned walk by Matt Olson.
Well, and you always say, too, what it does for Matt, right, is now you second, third AB, you face him today, you've seen everything he can throw at you, right? Like that doesn't really get talked about enough, you know, wanting to see all those pitches. Now you come up in a big spot, maybe bases loaded. You've seen the curveball 4 or 5 times, the sinker, the high fastball.
There's that curve again to Ozzie. Ozzie out in front, just gets a piece, and now down 1-2.
Going heavy curveball here on some of these lefties early.
It comes in upper 70s or 80. It feels like it's 73, 74. You said it. It is a slow curve from Jake Irvin. He throws it again. That one at 80. He strikes out Ozzie to end the first. Racetrack defense for the Atlanta Braves. Yaz, Harris, and Ronald left to right. There's the infield again. Trump getting the start behind the dish, but Grant Holmes didn't need that defense in the first inning because he struck out the side. That slider was looking good. And for more on that, GMC Field Report time with Wiley Ballard.
Well, as you guys talked about, that's been Grant Holmes' money pitch his 3 years with the Braves. But I had a chance to ask Grant after his last start about it, and he's changed the grip slightly back to what he was using last year. And he said the biggest reason for this was because he wanted to get a little more velocity separation between his two breaking balls, his slider and his curveball. While he has sacrificed some movement on it, that added velocity he felt like was one of the keys to having some success the last time out. And guys, as far as this weather's concerned, how about the hail Grant pitched in his last start? He said that he didn't mind pitching it because he felt like he might knock the ball down.
Yeah, it was so strange. And now an ABS challenge here, by the way.
We got a challenge. And
pitches the ball. Washington's got two
this,
challenges.
Grant might need to change his drawers after that thunder we just had a minute ago.
It got everyone in the park, but maybe nobody more than Grant Holmes. There was a huge lightning strike, but well, there's more thunder. All right, listen to this and watch.
Hey, if you're in the, yeah. I'm telling you, it's skirting right by us, Pop. It's within a mile.
I hope you're right.
If you're in a neighborhood pool right now, they got you out of the pool.
Because it looks like Armageddon here.
But we're
right
just going to keep playing ball.
Home plate up by Ron Kolpa after that lightning and thunder. He looked over toward the dugout. We're going? We're still going? We're good? So right now we're good. Abrams hard hit. And Acuna is in the right spot to make the play.
You know, Katie and the kids are here today. I wonder if they just went up under the concourse for a minute.
Quite a few people after they heard that clap of thunder did. It's good to have the family up here in the booth before the game, hanging out. Kiddos. And you guys doing a little staycation tonight.
Yeah.
Good for the family.
Uncle Brandon, some
I'm gonna babysit the 4 Francoeur kids. They'll never be the same. Hot fudge sundaes. Strike there at the bottom of the zone to Dylan Cruz. That last outing that Wiley was talking about for Grant Holmes Sunday against Boston, that strange weather, but before that hail hit, Grant tremendous. 6 innings, no runs, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and just 1 walk. And one of Frenchie's keys was Grant Holmes throwing strikes, getting ahead of these hitters, and so far he's been able to do that. And he gets another strikeout. Already 4 through 5 hitters.
Just got a great break on that slider. I mean, that thing starts about belt high. Time it ends, and you can see the Comcast business.
It's our defend the mound feature, and he has been doing that here at Truist Park. Our great statistician Ed Svita sent along all 6 of Frenchie's career ejections.
Was it 6?
Yep, you were right. Hunter Wendelstedt got you for the last one in 2016.
That was over replay. I wasn't even in the game.
You were yelling from the dugout?
Yeah, I threw my hat at him. It's a good pick somewhere. I'm sure Gretchen's got it. Me and Snit both getting tossed.
That's fantastic.
He said, "Why are you yelling at me?" I said, "The whole system sucks. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at everybody."
Well, the wind has picked up with that storm in the area, and there's an occasional raindrop coming into the booth. We're just hanging on for dear life.
Hanging on by a thread right now.
It is pouring somewhere really close to this ballpark.
I'm telling you, literally, we were like right on the edge.
This one hit into the wind that is blowing out to right center, and it's going to bounce off the bottom of the wall. Lyle has great speed, and he's into third with a 2-out triple. He had 7 triples in the month of September last year. He went on an incredible run, and you saw the speed there.
Kind of wonder with that wind killing this ball, that would have been a home run, Brandon. That thing just kind of died quick.
Now let's see if Grant Holmes can keep this a scoreless ball game with Nunez coming to the plate. Shows bunt and takes a strike with that slider.
It's got to be a little eerie pitching out there. Just wondering if.
Well, everybody's just waiting for the skies to open up. The grounds crew is in position. People are shifted up towards the concourse. We got bags and papers flying around up here in the press box. Ponchos are out.
Yeah, play ball. It's raining downtown. I know that because you can't see the building.
Yep. Yeah, you can see the sheets of rain beyond the left center field wall. Grant looking for a 5th strikeout. Nunez stays alive. And now the rain is picking up. And everybody is scurrying.
Culpa keeps looking over.
Oh my. 1-2. That is a strike. Nunez is going to challenge, but he's going to lose it.
He's going to lose it by a lot.
And then this field's going to get tarped. Everybody's favorite tradition here at Truist Park. All right.
Into the strike. Washington's got 1 left.
Rain's coming in the booth. We're going to break. We'll update you when we get back. There's no score. Is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By Rooms to Go. Don't miss the Memorial Day sale going on now. And also by Comcast Business. All-in connection and protection your small business can rely on. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Well, Jeff Frank crew was right. We didn't start on time, but we have hit a rain delay as the heavens have opened up here at Truist Park. We're scoreless in the middle of the 2nd inning. And of course, the Braves, another thrilling comeback win last night. They've been doing it all season long and en route to the Major League Baseball's best record across baseball. And one of the keys for that, according to the players last night, was the way they set the tone in spring training. And a big piece of that was not just new manager Walt Weiss, but a lot of new faces on the coaching staff. So let's take a look back at spring training and get a taste of what it's like working with this new Braves coaching staff behind the scenes.
I think the staff is representative of how we operate here.
I like a lot of the people we brought in. Heard a ton of good things about everybody.
I think we got a really good staff. You know, a lot of new faces, but I think a lot of guys that are hungry and ready to work.
They're very in tune with the data and the technology that's available to us now. They've been in uniform for a while and they have experience, even though they're relatively young. There's that nice blend.
They're all like great people. They always ready to help you, ready to teach you new things. And if you have any question, you can easily go open to them and talk to them. So I think that's really important when you knowing new people, and especially coming to a new team, and that's the key to success.
Played in the minor leagues for a little bit. You know, like all minor league players, you got the dream of getting to the big leagues. Wasn't in the cards for me in a lot of ways. I got to Double-A and kind of fizzled out. Growing up in a major league clubhouse as the son of a major league coach, I always wanted to be a coach. You know, so I hung in there as long as I could as a player and transitioned into coaching for the Cleveland Guardians in 2011 and spent 10 years there, worked every job. Fortunately got hired by the Baltimore Orioles, coached third there for 4+ years, and then after a managerial change, went and managed the club in Baltimore for about 5 months last year, and very luckily, you know, landed here. It's a historic organization. It's a historic brand. Walt's one of the more respected coaches in the league, amongst players, amongst staff, other managers. That really means something in the industry. So to be standing next to him is something I really value for a lot of reasons. I think honest and upfront, you know, my coaching style, very transparent. I truly believe that with major league players, when you're honest with them and you tell them the truth, they just do it. This group of players has a great reputation around the league in terms of being professional, being, you know, the best combination of talented and professional. If you need them to make an adjustment, they'll do it if they believe in it. So you try to be airtight with what you do and what you ask them to do. There's got to be good reason and there's got to be a why. And if you do that and you do it the right way, in the right format, it's one of the most powerful things you can do as a coach in the major leagues.
I'm from a small town in Oklahoma called Perkins, and then went to Seminole State Junior College and Oral Roberts University for my college, and played for 13, 14 years with 3 different organizations, couple Tommy Johns, pretty much everything a player can experience. And then started coaching with Minnesota in 17, was there for a few years, and then with the Mets for the last 6, and then excited to be a Brave now. I feel like I'm a relational coach. You know, I'm gonna hold you accountable. We're gonna work hard to make really good decisions, but I can meet you where you are. If you want to know what induced vertical break is, like, I can help you learn about it. If you don't, and you just wanna get after people, then we can absolutely do that too.
Somebody found a new toy.
Very intelligent. You know, we kind of communicate on the same wavelength, it feels like, and I really enjoy having somebody that, you know, wants to teach that way and wants to understand what I'm looking for and what I'm thinking and what things I'm paying attention to.
It's a lot more hands-on with pitch grips, with, you know, mechanics, those type of things that, you know, it's something that I've been really hungry for.
With, you know, slow motion cameras and, you know, pitch tracking data, there are grips that produce, you know, certain movements, and orienting the seams a particular way is important. We want to prepare them. You have to be hands-on to prepare.
Everyone that's ever come across him has loved him. He's really good with kind of the new age baseball stuff, but he hasn't forgotten what it was like when he was playing.
Strike throwers are important, athletes are important, being able to handle the endurance piece, both in terms of the season and the game. And then bullpen, like, variety, I think a lot about when I think about bullpens. Lefties, righties, different slots, different pitches.
I wanted to talk to him just about what he's seen from the other side. We faced him a lot, obviously, with the Mets, and I think he's going to be very beneficial for our pitchers, not just with the starters. A lot of head coaches stick with the starters. I think he's going to be able to work with both a lot.
I've been impressed with this whole group. You know, I've been around some really good players and some really good teams. We certainly laid the foundation for us to be able to do something great.
I played for 11 years, was released twice before I got to the major leagues with the Atlanta Braves. Got my first hit off of Clayton Kershaw as a Brave. Started coaching with the San Francisco Giants for 4 years in the major leagues, and I was with the division rival for the last 2 years up in New York. And now it's coming full circle. So as a coach now, get a chance to coach with the Atlanta Braves, coach first base. I just love helping people, and I think baseball has just been that vehicle to allow me an opportunity to continue to do that. And so it's just been a joy trying to help people reach their goals. Doing it in this environment, trying to help the best players just improve just a little bit is a really cool challenge. My coach's style is I'm the student, and I think the player's the teacher, so I have to understand how to get through to them. I have to understand what makes them click. Once I learn that, I think I have the ability to try to impact. So I think it's more of a teacher style or servant leadership. For me, it was a really easy decision. The people in this organization have been great, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of this organization once again.
It's
Drafted by the Twins in 1998 out of high school. Played in the minor leagues for 12 years before I became a coach. Made it to the big leagues briefly in 2007. Coached in A-ball for about 6 years before I started managing. Then I made it to the big leagues as a first base coach, now third base. I like to connect with the players by being loose, having fun, but at the same time, trying to get some work done. I like to have fun, and you gotta enjoy it. A lot of people call me the mayor. I was born and raised in Fort Myers, the Twins spring training in Fort Myers, and Torrey Hunter we used to go out to eat or wherever, to the mall, and I would always see somebody I knew. From then, he gave me the nickname the mayor. He would say that we'd go to a restaurant and he couldn't get a reservation, but if he told them he was with me, they would give him one. That's not true, but that's how I got the nickname. Watching this organization from the other side, it's a lot of tradition, a lot of history. You just want to be a part of that. It's been amazing since I've been here so far. I'm gonna look forward to working with more of Walt and the rest of the staff.
So that's a look at the Braves' new coaching staff in 2026, and there's a look of Grant Holmes fighting through the rain here at Truist Park. It is still coming down. The tarp is off in the stands. It's on the field, though. We'll have more when we come back. Braves and Nationals, Game 2 and a weather delay. Center. The tarps are off for some Braves fans. Now, as the Braves begin 2026, it's the first year Brian Snitker not involved in the organization inside a dugout. Let's take a look back on his 50 years. This was a feature we shared on April 25th, back when he is inducted into the Hall of Fame. Take a look.
My earliest baseball memory is I was 6 years old, in Macon, Illinois, down by the grade school. Just ride my bike down there to play for my Uncle Paul. This is a small farming community. Looking back, it was a really, really special place to grow up. As I got older, into the high school, when it really started becoming real, my coach, Lynn Sweet, was, a guy that we all looked up to. He was a friend to all of us. He was one of our teachers, and we were really good. I know in my 4 years in high school, I don't think we lost a conference baseball game. But just for some reason, our little country community, we had some really good ball players in it. And, Lynn, to his credit, just let us go. He let us play. That's probably where I learned that as a major league manager, and staying out of the way was from him, because I know we appreciated it, and we were really good. We were just a country group of kids that having fun playing baseball. I'm not ever going to say baseball's who I am or what I am. I think it's just been a love of my life from the get-go. I've wanted to play baseball for as long as I can remember. I can't even imagine not having that. It's allowed me to raise my family. I met my wife, raising our kids, and it's been very, very important to our whole family.
This is where we learn how to throw, isn't it? Right here in this little stretch. It's not much, but
baseball is just our life. It's been our whole life. It's our means of taking care of each other and taking care of our family. And it was something that I never dreamed I'd be a part of, but it became a part of us pretty quickly.
It's been the most consistent thing in our life from day one, and it means family. It means togetherness. It means everything.
Our family, our friends, our adventures together, it shaped, every season of our life and our childhood, and, now into our adulthood, with the grandkids, and it shaped all these memories in our life, and it's been special.
Brian Snitker, who was manager of their AAA team in Gwinnett. He'll be the interim guy through the end of the season.
I remember getting a call, and it was general manager, and which wasn't uncommon. I was managing AAA, so you talk to those guys a lot. He told me that they were going to make a change in Atlanta. The team was in Pittsburgh, and they wanted me to be the manager. And I'll be honest with you, I thought I heard bench coach. And at that point in time in my career, I thought that probably being a manager had passed me by. And I was going to be okay with it. I said, I don't need that to define who I am in the game or what I've done. And I called Ronnie, and I said, well, I'm going to take the Braves over tomorrow.
I always kind of thought that he was going to be a manager in the big leagues. But then after he went back down to Gwinnett, it was like, maybe not, maybe that won't happen. And then this was like, what?
just to see that everything he had been through in his career and all the long bus rides and times in the minor leagues, and it was just an unbelievable moment to see him realize his dream of being at the pinnacle in the big leagues and getting to manage the team we grew up watching.
I'd kind of put it to side, put that to rest that was going to happen.
The Atlanta Braves have taken the interim tag off Brian Snitker's title.
The Atlanta Braves have named interim manager Brian Snitker as the team's manager for the 2017 season.
That's an oh wow moment that, wow, I'm actually going to do this.
So Brian Snitker, officially a Major League manager.
In the organization for 40 years, and I'm sure you'll do a good job.
He was always the same manager. He always had our back, thought good things about us, and he always had an impact on us.
Against all odds, against all comers, the Braves are the champions of the National League East.
Did a good job of kind of showing us how to take your punches and kind of just put your head down and keep playing.
The Braves are the kings of the East yet again. 6 straight division crowns for Atlanta.
I just always felt like he cared so much about us as people, cared about our families, was very aware of kind of the mood of the clubhouse and understood that there's highs and lows, and just he himself was such an even guy all the time.
I mean, I've had people tell me how many hundreds of players that I've managed over those 50 years. That makes me feel great. It kind of validates everything that I've tried to be and tried to do in my career.
Snit brought patience to the table, and he was always calm in the middle of the storms.
I look at him, one of my big dads, when Bobby left, and he took care of the team, took care of everybody. He's been here for 50 years.
World Series champs forever.
My dad is a special person in that he has this genuine ability to appreciate people for who they are and find the best in people.
Just how resilient he is, how he treats people, how he leads his teams. If you ask anybody about him, they would say that, he's a player's manager. And that's because he cares about the people that he works with, he cares about his players, and he puts them first.
I could tell from the very beginning that he was really loyal and committed to whatever he set his mind to. And this is like the epitome of loyalty.
I'm proud of the fact that I've been with one organization for 50 years. I'm a Brave. That's pretty special to me because this is a special place.
There's one message you want to leave or say to Braves country, what would it be?
Wow, just, you know what, never stop chopping, and this isn't easy, and you know what, us guys on that field, we need each and every one of you, so go Braves.
You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.
A world champion, and as of last month, a Braves Hall of Famer officially. We're still waiting out the rain delay here at Truist Park. No score, Braves and Nats. We'll have more when we come back. Are beginning to dissipate here at Truist Park. Patches of blue sky emerging as the tarp is on the field, but could very well be pulled any minute. But let's take a moment to go back 5 years ago, 2021 World Series Championship. We'll never forget it. And here are some of the most memorable moments.
'21 was a storybook season for the World Series champions Atlanta Braves.
Swing and a drive. Way
Every game brought a new chapter. Big moments.
Braves win. Max Fried.
Big calls.
He got it.
Big swings.
Ozzie Albies into the chop house.
It wasn't just a championship season.
The Braves are the champions of the National League East.
It was a story worth reliving.
Against all odds, the Braves have won it.
Join us as we celebrate the 2021 title run. There's always something different about 4th of July baseball. For the Braves, it meant being home in Atlanta. A full crowd, holiday energy, and an opportunity sitting right there to change the direction of the season. Day baseball, red, white, and blue everywhere, and fireworks lined up for later. All the pieces were in place for a great game and an unlikely hero.
I had a team full of leaders. The common goal was one about winning. I mean, these guys were all about winning. You know, they led by example. They led by how they conducted their business, how they came into play every day. In 21, I mean, you just never know who the hero might be day to day.
Tom Glavine, Chip Carey, great to be with you on this very special day of Braves baseball. And Tom, there is something special about this day in particular on the calendar. I know you had personal good luck on the 4th of July.
Yeah, look, as a player, it's a break from the norm, right? You come to the ballpark, there's a giant flag on the field, you got a flyover. It's a holiday, so the fans are always in a good mood, and you get to celebrate our great country with America's pastime. Doesn't get any better than that.
And the only thing that could make it better is if Charlie Morton has a big day for Atlanta. He's got the ball for the Braves, trying to win this series outright.
In the early innings, Charlie Morton lit the fuse, coming out hot and in control.
Charlie Morton gets birdie for strikeout 101. And Marte swings and misses. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts. Charlie's got good stuff early. That was 97 miles an hour.
Slight little change in kind of the scouting report there. Likes to strike guys out with that breaking ball there. He stayed with the fastball and threw it by Marte.
And look at that swing from Duvall. They are not picking him up at all. Morton has his 3rd strikeout among the first 4 hitters. Heaviest workload by pitches in an inning for Charlie Morton here in the 3rd. This will be his 16th. And it's a beauty. On the black, Birdie couldn't pull the trigger. Morton strikes out his 4th man.
With Charlie Morton cruising, Miami's Zach Thompson had to keep the Braves in check.
A swing and a miss. Dansby didn't get it. He struck out.
Until an unlikely hitter, Charlie Morton delivered some spark.
The Braves are having trouble hitting this Marlins team. Morton pops one into shallow right. Duvall coming on. He can't get there. Can't find it. Charlie Morton with a blue pin.
It's a line drive in the scorebook.
A very athletic hit for the Braves pitcher. Let me change the terminology there. We'll take it. Great effort by Adam. And Ronald's coming up. And hammered deep to right field. At the wall. It's out of here. Big time bat flip for Ronald Acuna Jr. Oh, baby. The bat went as high as the ball over the wall. 2-0.
Riley was 0 for 6 in the series. And turned that around in a hurry.
21st homer against the Marlins.
And this is exactly why you got to pitch Ronald in. That pitch was out over the plate. They hammered it.
With a 2-0 lead, the Braves were rolling. But in the 4th inning, Morton's command began to slip.
The big inning often comes with bases on balls. Want to put Marte on, but he just did. So runner at first to start the inning, and Aguilar is coming up. Aguilar, a 1-0 count, runner goes. Marte got a good jump, and he swipes second.
Marte just beat it.
That's a big part of the Marlins offense. Need to manufacture runs. They're going to try to do that here in the 4th inning. High fly ball hit toward left center. And Heredia backs up. He's going to make the catch. Marte's going to tag. And he's going to advance. Aguilar hit it hard, but is retired for the first out. So Adam Duvall is up. Big homer numbers, Tom. Big RBI numbers, but also big strikeout numbers for Adam.
Yeah, strikes out a lot. Been good in these situations.
Fly ball hit well to left. Arcia back and to the track. Made that look easy. Duvall picks up the sacrifice fly. The leadoff walk comes home to cut the Braves lead in half.
Protecting a 2-1 lead, Charlie Morton settled in and punched out his 5th Marlins hitter. In the 6th, Charlie Morton was looking to limit the damage as Miami sent its most dangerous bats to the plate.
0-2 pitch is on the ground, and Marte beats the shift. And he's aboard for the 2nd straight time. He walked, stole a base, and plated the only Miami run.
Just a nice piece of hitting by Marte right there.
pitch is hammered into left field. Back-to-back hits for Miami in the 6th inning. Aguilar and Marte have reached, and now danger afoot. Adam Duvall is coming up. The Braves bullpen starts to work. A.J. Minter is getting up. Duvall has struck out, and he's hit a sacrifice fly. High fly ball, stroke toward the gap in left center field, and that one is long gone. Adam Duvall comes back to Atlanta and does it again. Big inning. Scorches Charlie Morton for the 2nd straight start. It's a 3-run homer. And just like that, Miami has taken the lead.
We've talked all about Duvall and what he's done here this year. 781 slugging percentage with runners in scoring position, 2nd best in baseball. Really good breaking ball hitter. Got a breaking ball there and didn't miss it.
Anyway, you've got a choice. Look at him serve that ball where it's pitched and off the line. Almonte with a pinch hit double. You've got righty with Acuna. And you've got Freeman on deck and Albies to follow. The bottom of the lineup got it back to the top, and the Braves are somehow down a run. What a time for the Marlins pen to give up their first earned runs. The Braves have scored 3, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Ballpark roaring. High fly ball. That might be deep enough to tie it. NCRT at 3rd. There's the catch. Here he comes. Duvall's throw is up the line. And Almonte moves up too. Acuna with a sac fly ties this game.
Small ball helped the Braves claw back as Ronald Acuna Jr.'s sacrifice fly tied it up. But erasing a 4-run deficit proved too much, and the game went to extras. The first half of 2021, extra inning games had bitten the Braves. But on this July 4th, Will Smith took the ball in the 10th, looking to change that narrative.
If you're unfamiliar with the extra inning rules, the way it works is the man that made the last out of the previous offensive inning will be placed at 2nd base automatically, and then you go to work with the rest of the lineup cards. Sanchez, Panic, and Leon are coming up for Miami. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Jesus Sanchez. And a cue shot hit toward 3rd. Riley looks the runner back and throws a strike. Thank you very much. 1 out. So our first look at Chisholm. We've seen this kid light up left-handed pitching, so be careful. He's got lots of pop. Steal this one from Miami. Driven to deep center, but that's playable. Rojas thinking about tagging. He's at the bag. There's the catch. Here comes the throw from Heredia. It's strong. It's close. And it's late. Man, that guy's got an arm. 2 outs, runner at 3rd.
Got in a good, strong position there. Got back behind the ball so that he could come into it, get his momentum going forward, and man, did he make a strong throw.
And now Leon is the hitter. He led off the 9th inning with a home run on a 2-strike pitch. Nice block by Smith. Oh, Rojas down the line. That would be a risky play even to try to pick him off 3rd, but luckily no advance. A ball and a strike.
Yeah, good stop by Smith back there. Kept it in front of him.
Down on that knee, you better block it. Smith likes to throw that curveball and slider at the back foot. 7-7 in the 10th. Popped him up. Dansby at short says he's got it. He's got it. Let's win a ball game on the 4th of July.
In the bottom of the 10th, Miami handed the ball to their right-handed relief pitcher, Anthony Bass. Austin Riley was placed on 2nd per extra innings rules. And with a hot Dansby Swanson coming to the plate, Don Mattingly chose to put him on.
The Marlins aren't going to chance it with Dansby. They're going to walk him, set up a double play, and that'll bring up Heredia, who's got 2 hits. High fly ball, belted deep right. Duvall on the run, still going. And makes the catch, but that's going to advance Riley to 3rd. Oh man, Heredia hit it a mile. When that left the bat, I thought the Braves were in business. They still could be.
I did too.
So the bad news is it didn't leave the ballpark. The good news is it advanced Riley to third with the winning run. There is one out.
Yeah, and just as I suspected, they are going to walk Garcia, set up the double play with Smith.
So Kevin Smith, the stage is yours. Bases are loaded in a tie game in the 10th.
That got away. Here comes Riley. Leon back from the pitcher. He's saved, and the Braves have won it.
We're going to get an umpire review on the bang-bang play at the plate. Bass thought he got Riley. Wild pitch. Leon tried to backhand, then the back flip. High tag on the back pocket. Called safe. 8-7 for the moment.
That was a heck of a play by Leon to find that ball and make it tough.
My only question is, did Riley hit the foot of Bass before the tag was applied? Did he kick him off the plate right there?
Yeah, I wondered that myself. Can you tell? I don't know. Is there enough there? I mean, the foot definitely got hung up on Bass's foot.
So the call on the field for the moment is safe. There has to be clear and convincing evidence to change it.
Definitely see Austin's foot get tangled up, and it came up in the air, but is there enough there?
Verdict is in. He is out. So on a wild pitch, the other runners move up. Riley is out.
After the call was reversed, Don Mattingly elected to walk catcher Kevin Smith. That brought up pinch-hitting pitcher Max Fried. And one of the most exciting moments of the season was set in motion.
In a situation of every pitcher's dream.
This is where you show how athletic you are.
That's right. Look for a fastball. Come on.
Swing and a line drive! Braves win! Max Fried! Tom, I'm never going to laugh at the pitchers or athletes thing ever again.
It was gutsy, but Max got a pitch he could handle and put a good swing on it, put it in play. Big hit, big win. Great comeback win for the Braves.
On July 4th, the Braves found a reason to believe. An unlikely comeback that pulled them within a game of 500, and in a long, hot summer, this was the kind of win Atlanta needed to turn their season in the right direction.
I don't know if he had asked anybody in July, you're going to win the World Series. We're just trying to get through today. Max, he's another one that he wasn't a pitcher, could have played center field because he could hit, he could run, he could do everything. But you know what? Those little games like that are good things that you can build on. We just kind of kept the ship, sailing in the right direction, and how the guys hung in there and the makeup of the team and all that, I think, probably leads to an improbable season because it was.
Hey, we've got good news. The sun is shining, the tarp is off, and we are ready to resume baseball here in Atlanta.
Sun's out, guns out.
Just keep your shirt on, Pop. Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Well, Grant Holmes, he did give up a triple there in the second inning, but 5 strikeouts through 2 innings. Braves will come back.
Ground crew, don't worry about that. We're going over the wall.
I like that. Tell you what, the ground crew, they had to put in some hard, quick work because that rain, it fell in a hurry.
They took a beat. They did.
Those guys, their clothes are going to be wet for a month. So hat tip to them for all of their hard work to get this field tarped and now back and ready to go. That was crazy. You could just see that storm. The question, was it going to hit? It hit, and for about 20 minutes, it rained about as hard as it could.
Did it? Tried to skirt, and it came right back and got us. We're good now, though, Pop.
Dom Smith is going to lead off tonight, or in this second inning. Dom Smith is our Georgia Natural Gas Greener Life Impact player as he's swinging a piece of lead over there. This season at home, he's been great everywhere, but at home he has been particularly good.
Hey, he's liked it in here at Truist Park. Look at that average with runners in scoring position. Batting over 500.
I remember last night he had the RBI single in the 7th that got the Braves started in that come from behind victory.
Yeah.
Now they're getting off the field out there.
Yeah, Ron Copeland's like, all right, time to play.
Good job, boys. Go grab a cold one. Hopefully we won't see you the rest of the homestand. Well, the delay not long enough to where you shut down your pitcher. No. So Jake Irvin will still be out there for Washington. Temperatures in the upper 70s. It was pretty sticky earlier. After that storm came through, it's a little more pleasant.
It's nice.
Yeah. As you mentioned, blue skies. What do we have here? Ruiz going back to the dugout.
I think you forgot the
pitch comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that. Did you hear Ron Culpa? He said you can't make it up. Right around a 40-minute delay. And baseball is back.
And if you remember, to end right before the Nats lost the challenge.
It was an interesting
Ron
challenge.
Culpa was not happy about it.
Steve Nunez, with a hurricane over the field, challenged a ball that was clearly in the zone. So the Nats just have one remaining. If you weren't with us when we came on the air, we told you about this starter, Jake Irvin. He's had a rough beginning to the year. The first inning, though, has been his Achilles heel. He was able to get through the first inning with only a walk and no hits. Now we'll see what the rest of the outing brings. Weak swing. That's the curveball that Jake Irvin has a lot of success with, and he strikes out Smith.
So far, what, 8 strikeouts combined between these two pitchers to start today?
Lots of swing and miss.
Yeah. Did Wiley get the memo that the game has started again?
He had to fill during that rain delay.
Oh.
You and I were eating charcuterie. Wiley had to work. This ball is hit deep down the left field line. And just in front of that marker on the fence, it's brought in by Lyle.
Thought it might just hook out of here. It's one of those he got off the end of the bat. It was trying.
He hit at 330. He needed 335. Big swing by Dubon. Drove in another run yesterday. 29 RBI now for Dubon. And you compare that to last year, over a full season with Houston, he had 33. He's played 49 games this year for the Braves, and he already has 29. The career high was a couple of years ago in 24. He had 47. He's on pace to blow past that. He has just had such a great start to his Atlanta tenure. And just a great clubhouse guy.
It is. And you like it when a guy's excited to be here. He made no doubt about that in spring training. I was talking, he was so pumped to be here as an Atlanta Brave. And the early success just kind of keeps you going, right? And it's great. Like today, Kim, he's kind of coming back, scuffling a little bit here early. You can get Dubon in there.
Yeah, Walt has said he wants to find spots in the week to get Kim some rest as he works back to 100%. And what a luxury to have Dubon that you can shift all over the field. You mentioned his excitement for wearing that Braves uniform. He watched the Braves on TBS growing up with his brothers in Honduras. He's a big Chipper Jones fan. Called strike. He's down looking. So through 2 innings between the two pitchers, 9 strikeouts. Well, before the rains came, Grant Holmes tremendous through 2 innings. There's that last strike.
Yeah. Look at that straight hurricane, as you said.
What a great shot that is for Grant Holmes, coming with that
the
hair through the rain.
Looks like he's in a heavy metal concert. Not out here pitching an MLB game. He had really good control. That's the only thing you hope, right? It's not a long break, but still 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, you're right. It's right about that. His last pitch was at 4:35. It's now 5:23. As he deals to Jorbit Bibas.
Irvin seemed to have no issue coming out, so.
Ground ball, and Ozzie able to knock it down, but it's not going to matter. It's a single by Bibas.
Swung at ball 3 too. Fastball off the plate, and even if Ozzie is able to get this one, not going to throw him out. I know this, if Ozzie wasn't stretched out, he is now. After running.
What a long way to try to get it. Bottom of the order, the catcher Ruiz. And Ruiz hits it deep to right. He golfs it toward the pole, and it's off the brick all the way back to Ozzie. And the runners are going to be at second and third with nobody out. So Ozzie's had to do a lot of running here so far in the top of the third.
Well, just kept carrying. Usually you see, we know Ronald likes to get back there, and it's one of those he just clipped out front, and he got it pretty good by the chop house. But that ball, you can see the route Ronald took, it just kept carrying. Hit 3/4 up off that brick.
Good job by Ozzie to go that far into the outfield grass. So now James Wood, as the Nats have a golden opportunity here at the top of the third inning.
Well, everything now is just damage control, right? You get a ground ball, even a pop up in the infield.
And an infield back willing to concede the run.
Yep.
You mentioned the wind earlier before the storm came through. It was whipping pretty good. It's died down considerably. Yeah. (3-1) here. So since the delay, it's been single double walk for Holmes, and now the bases are loaded.
Unlike anything before that, 5 strikeouts first 2 innings. Now falling behind 2-0, give up that hit, a little bit of a hanging slider, and cooked it. Now a walk to Wood.
And we told you for Holmes last Sunday against Boston, he was out there when the hail started to fall here. So last 2 times that we've seen the tarp here at Truist Park have been with Holmes on the mound. Luis Garcia Jr. struck out swinging back in the first.
Pitch was called the ball to catcher's challenge.
Looks like this one missed.
Pitch is a ball. Atlanta's got 1 challenge left.
Both teams down to 1 here.
It's Chadwick trying to help his pitcher out, right? Seeing a guy struggling, trying to steal a strike early in the count.
Right back to the mound. There's 1. There's 2. That is just what the doctor ordered.
Wow. And great job by Chadwick Trump right here, because Grant Holmes did not make a good throw to the plate, right? You're using your momentum, expecting it high. Good pitch. Watch this right here. He forces him to go way down low, scoops it. Man, he takes care of him.
Boy, Frenchie, you are absolutely right.
Because most of the time as a catcher, right, you're thinking up around the chest. You're only, what, 45, 50 feet from each other? That could have gone completely bad. And instead, now you got a chance to make 1 pitch here and get out of this inning.
And Chadwick Trump, last night's hero, who began the season as basically the Braves' 5th catcher on the depth chart. And he was the hero last night. Great play there. And now Holmes is a strike away from keeping this 0-0.
Love the old 1-2-3 double play.
It writes so well in the scorebook.
Talk about a momentum shift.
0-2. He got him! A Houdini act from Grant Holmes. My, oh my.
Telling you what, you get that huge double play, you come back here, get the punch out for your 6th strikeout. Wow.
Out of it. And now Yastrzemski to start the bottom half.
What a 4 pitches. That changed quick, didn't it?
And again, Chadwick Trump deserves a lot of the credit. And he's on deck.
Not only to scoop it like that and then still maintained it to get the out at first too, to get the double play.
What a 24-hour span for that young man.
Right.
And couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Anybody that's been around Chadwick Trump over the last few years, he is awesome. Lyle battling the sun. Let's go back to last night. Chadwick Trump, what a moment.
I got the 2-0 count, got back to 2-2, and then just through the hands, of course. Great speed with Eli White there, and what a moment for that man.
And then he got the shower, and then he had to take a real shower after that.
He did, but that's why I love too. You know, you look at Sandy Leon's done a great job, but you're looking to get different guys, and I love Walt putting him right back in there today. Right, ride that momentum.
How about that? 8 games, 3 hits already this season, 4 hits, 2 last night, including the 2 runs driven in. And Wiley, you talked to Chadwick?
Yeah, so first off, the shower he got on the field included not just Gatorade, but also sunflower seeds. He thought it was going to just be water, so he kind of had to embrace it. But he said he spent a good 20 minutes in the shower post-game yesterday trying to rinse all of that off.
Yeah,
right? Oh, God.
Those look like barbecue seeds or something, the color of them.
That was a direct hit. What a picture, though, and what a celebration it was. No dramatics here. Just a pop to Garcia.
Well, the whole time Wiley was talking to him, on his neck, he had a couple seeds just hanging out.
And you guys can thank Raisel Iglesias and Jorge Mateo. They're the ones who concocted that combo.
Put that together.
Think about it, though, for Trump. In his entire big league career, which is parts of 7 seasons, 42 hits, only 40 into last night. Only 25 career RBI, but yet in 2 huge spots yesterday, he came up big for the Atlanta Braves. You just never know who the hero is going to be with this team.
You don't. That's why when you get down to spring training, everybody always wants to talk about the opening day lineup, right? And we always say, okay, who's the 5 guys that are going to come up in April, because it happens every year. You have to have depth throughout a season.
Certainly the Braves have also seen that on the pitching side as well. I was looking at the Nationals because they've had their struggles. Speaking of going through a lot of arms, they've already used 24 pitchers this year. We're in May. They used 19 in 2012. It shows you how the game has changed and continued to evolve.
You wonder 24 sitting here now. You're what, 35 or 40 before the end of the year.
That one on the outside corner. Ronald's not going to challenge. Scoreless through 3 at Truist Park.
Well, in the event of a rain delay, you know it's a great place to go. How about the Xfinity Club right here, the 200 level, the only climate-controlled area in all of Truist Park. You've got access to some premium food options as well, and you've also got a chance to purchase a little tabletop here behind home plate, and you can bring 3 of your friends as well. And guys, I went with the pizza today. I've got sausage, peppers, and onions. This is from our friend Miss Deborah. Appreciate her. Let me cut to the front of the line.
Why do you have no friends down there with you, Wiley?
Because I don't share my pizza.
See, that's a veteran move.
Yeah, this isn't friends time. This is Wiley Eats time.
You got a friend in front of you,
I was
too.
going to say.
Simba. How is it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feel free to bring it to the booth if you can't finish.
Shot.
Wiley's the most versatile man in the biz. He's amazing on play-by-play, great at sideline, and he gets all the steps, and he's all over the ballpark. He's up here during the rain delays in the Xfinity Club. He's down in the well.
And I tell you what, it's amazing to think about Grant Holmes. The first 10, 12 pitches of last inning completely lost. And you make 1 pitch, get that double play. You come out 3 pitches, strike out, and then Abrams, who has been hot as can be, and just makes quick work of him.
It's already a season high 7 strikeouts for Grant Holmes. And 11 swing and misses already. Now Dylan Cruz painting the inside corner is Holmes. He struck out Cruz in the second. But Cruz takes an 0-2 slider and makes it 1-0. A mistake by Holmes, and there's your first run of the ball game.
Well, he threw so many good ones right down in the zone, and unfortunately for this one, for Grant, was just a spinner. When you're hitting, Brandon, this is the ones you dream about. You see it just back up right in the zone, and Cruz just keeps his head right on it and lines it into that bullpen.
First homer for Cruz of the season. Remember, Dylan Cruz began the year down in AAA, just got called up on Tuesday, so this is only his 5th game, first homer, and it makes it 1-0. This will get out of play. Lyle had the triple back in the second. He was stranded at third. I mentioned that September that Lyle had last year when he was called up. He was a National League Player of the Month. He had 7 triples and 6 homers. He was the first player since Willie Mays back in '57 to have 7 triples and 6 homers in a calendar month.
I guess you feel pretty good about your chances making the team go into camp.
Yeah, that'll give you what you call a boost of confidence.
Yeah.
So far this year, 7 homers, and that was his first triple of the season that he had back in the second.
So, 271 average, 774 OPS, not bad.
Look, they've got young talent.
Yeah, they do.
And as we said, they can score runs.
Big question is, will they spend some money, get some pitching?
Well, Holmes now has 8 strikeouts as Lyle goes fishing after the curveball. Let's get a message in here from Zaxby's.
Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas. Get them while you can. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Well, just that one hanging slider to Cruz, but outside of that, Grant continues to be pretty locked in here.
I'm seeing the board. You see this? I had no idea. He went to Collins Hill High School.
Nunez, yeah.
Yeah, no idea.
Yep. Yeah, they got a couple. Obviously, Abrams has the Atlanta tie.
Yeah, I know.
And Nunez as well. Yeah, he was born in the Bronx, but then grew up in Atlanta and went there to high school about 30 miles northeast of Truist Park.
My neck of the woods.
OTP, as they say.
Yeah. I know you don't venture much out of that.
I don't. Yeah. Well, Grant Holmes has these hitters venturing to places they don't want to go. 9 Ks through 4 innings. There are Frenchie's kids, and there's Katie coming into the picture.
I hope she's got a cocktail in that cup. She deserves one.
It was so good to have them up here in the booth. They hung out for a while pregame with us today.
They did. Look, Camden, he's got his candy.
Of course, Val hooked them all up with a sugar.
Jeez, yes, sends them back.
And they were all excited. I was asking them about finishing school yesterday, out for the summer.
Look, they got the shades on.
Michael Harris, he loves his shades, but he's not going to like this. A fly out to Lyle.
Yeah, it's like anything. When's school go back?
That's what the parents are asking. They were telling me all about their summer camps they got coming up, but good times for the Francoeur family. Here's Matty O. He walked back in the first.
And McKay went and got, you know, she loves, of course, some Matt Olson. So she went and got the throwback Matt Olson jersey.
Well, same high school as Frenchie.
I know. I think she likes him more than me.
Which one of your boys was asking, oh, so Dad played baseball?
Braden.
Braden? I didn't mean to, but Olson taps it to Bebas and becomes the second out. Let's get a word in here from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
We got to hate that as a hitter.
I'm telling you, that's what I was just literally going to say. The 2 worst things. The check swing like that and the pop up to the catcher. Drop third strike's not a lot of fun either.
Yeah.
Because you get, I mean, honestly, I don't remember announcing a game where I've seen a drop third strike and someone be safe.
We just had it happen on the last homestand here.
Did we?
Yes.
But what did it get all the way to the end?
All the way to the backstop,
yes.
you mean? Yes, I'm almost
so
positive
that's what
it did.
I mean.
You're talking about just okay.
The one right in front of the catcher, right?
Yeah,
that you're like, he's 2 feet from you and you got to run.
Gotcha.
I don't think I've ever seen that ball be thrown away.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like one goes all the way to the backstop.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying the one right there, but you still have to make an effort and go down to the base.
Exactly. When all you want to do is delay it so he tags you and you don't have to run. It's the oldest trick in the book. You act like you don't know what's on the ground.
I didn't see it.
Sorry, Skip.
I would have hustled. Well, now Urban has a chance at a quick 1, 2, 3, 4th.
I think those are like the 3 worst outcomes you can have.
Braves still don't have a hit against Jake Irvin. Just that walk by Matt Olson, the only runner that has reached today. Ronald made the play on that foul ball. So Holmes has 9 strikeouts. Irvin has 5. A lot of swing and miss in today's ball game. This will be the 60th pitch for number 27. And Ozzie with another foul ball. That was the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Making the bad boy work.
I was going to say, sending him all the way to the wall.
Oh, and he got lodged.
How awesome would it be if he would have called Tom and raised his hands?
Ground rule double. Good hustle.
That is pure hustle.
It's a man dedicated. Ozzie trying to become the second base runner here today for the Braves. He's had 5 foul balls in this at bat, 3-2, and make it 6 foul balls. Matthew Kaminsky playing Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. And then Ozzie smokes it out to center, but unfortunately nothing to show for it. Cruz is there. So Ozzie eventually made the play on this, but watch the boys in front. Mateo's a great shortstop, but you got to give him an E6. Ronald picking him up. Cruz in the 4th. And the Braves still hitless against Jake Irvin. Holmes back to work. Deep. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is going to be fair. Into the chop house. Off the bat of Bebas to make it 2-0.
Funny enough, when that left the bat, I thought that was way out of here in his first row.
And really no wind. I'm with you.
It sounded louder. Just beat him to the spot. You can see Chadwick Trump kind of set up out. See right, second row.
A lot of Butterfingers out there in the chop house today. Sharply to Olson. Grant will cover. Take care of Ruiz. So for both Cruz and Bibas, who hit the homers, both of them their first of the season. Now this is a guy who can hit some homers. 13 on the year for James Wood. Nats now 4 home runs in the series. Remember, the Braves are second in baseball in round trippers, just behind the Yankees. Yankees 74 into today, Braves 72. Nats now with 65, pushing their way into the top 5 in Major League Baseball in that category. Frenchie, I knew they'd be a better offensive team than last year, but I would not have thought at May 23rd at this point they would be leading the majors in runs scored.
Well, they got a nice combo, though, of some speed, obviously the power here with Wood and Abrams. That's why I said, you know, I think with a big key for them, too, is with Dylan Cruz coming back up. I think he was number 2 overall.
Yeah, that was back in that 23 draft.
I always look at it, it's like the White Sox too, Val's White Sox, but you know, they get these position players and they're putting up runs and you see it. I think the big question is, can the pitching last, right? Like that's what you worry about with young teams like this. And talking to a couple of guys, that's what I think too, is the Nats want to try to get a little better bullpen. It's demoralizing for young guys sometimes when you keep feeling like you got to put 6, 7 runs up.
Yeah, you're right, because not only is their bullpen not really built well, they also are having their starters get knocked out in the 3rd and 4th innings, and then you're asking a lot of that bullpen.
Well, you're asking 4 or 5 guys to be great instead of, you know, which what we've seen with the Braves when you have Elder and Sale giving you 7, you usually are only going to 2 relievers and high leverage guys.
Wood down at first. Luis Garcia Jr. was at the plate when the bases were loaded with nobody out in the 3rd. He hit into that 1-2-3 double play that let Holmes get out of it. We mentioned it yesterday. What is crazy for the Nats is how young now their coaching staff is and their front office. Such a switch from the previous regime, but you got a manager that's 33, a pitching coach that's 30, a president of baseball operations that's 36. So they are going much younger, much more analytical. Slapped to right for a single by Garcia, and there are 2 on with 1 out. A visit from pitching coach Jeremy Hefner here for Atlanta. And Frenchie, I'm not saying that a manager who's 33 can't succeed. Blake Butera, by all accounts, has a brilliant baseball mind and could have an incredible career. But would it have been weird for a couple of these players that are older than him to have a manager that's younger than you?
Well, and not even, I mean, yes. But look, we've seen Sean McVay in the NFL, right? He was very young. The pitching coach at 30 is kind of interesting to me, more than anything.
He looks even younger than that. Yeah. Simon Matthews. There's Blake Butera.
You know, but right now, I mean, give those guys credit. They're I don't know if it's the pitching coach's fault as much when you think about who's pitching and different things. But the brand of ball, at least, and being competitive, something we haven't seen from the Nats in about 5 years.
And the Nats do have Sean Doolittle, who helps Simon Matthews with the pitching. Of course, he pitched for the Nationals. Swing and a miss. That's 10 strikeouts now for Grant Holmes. 3rd time in his career he's hit double digits in the strikeout category.
Another good one. 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, not a good day for Jose Tena.
No, Tena got the hat trick here in the 5th.
He's looking for that golden sombrero.
Yeah. Interesting too, at 82 pitches now for Grant. We did have that 45-minute delay, right? So I don't know. Maybe Wiley can get the answer, but sometimes those guys down below he might have thrown an inning down there, right? 20 pitches or so, 15.
Abrams is going to win this challenge.
Pitch was called strike. The hitter's challenge.
Dylan Dodd, by the way, is warming up for the Braves.
Pitch is a ball. Washington's got 1 challenge to make.
Something like that, why Ron Kolpa tossed you back in the day.
Yeah, except we didn't have ABS. Or I would have tapped the helmet on him.
That one's in there. Ron Kolpa also worked the 2021 World Series on his long list of career accolades, so he was there when the Braves beat the Houston Astros that season for all the marbles. Toward the corner, but going foul.
That ball boy down there had his work cut out.
A lot of work. He knows his role. He's all business.
Yeah, he is. That cracked a smile.
So those 2 other double-digit strikeout games for Holmes, both last season. July 1st against the Angels, he struck out 10. The big one was June 15th last year. 15 strikeouts against Colorado. That's the career high. Not a strikeout here, but a bouncer to Ozzie Albies. Vivas gets the homer to make it 2-0.
It was a win of the comeback variety last night for the Braves. Atlanta looking to do the same thing here on this Saturday afternoon. And one of the keys for this chemistry inside the Braves clubhouse is that everybody, 1 through 26, is finding a way to contribute. Now, there are some challenges to that as well, guys. Spoke with Walt Weiss before the game about trying to find a way to get at bats for Jorge Mateo, Mike Yastrzemski, Dom Smith, Eli White, Chadwick Tromp, the big hit last night. And, you know, I asked him about Dom, recent success against lefties, and maybe he might get some more at bats. And he said, look, there might be a situation where if the right lefty is on the mound, Dom could be in the DH spot, but most of those opportunities are going to come against relievers. But the bottom line is you got a lot of guys producing. The key is you don't want them sitting on the bench and rotting.
It's a good problem, right, Frenchie, but it's also tough for a manager.
It is, but I think you can pick your spots. Like last night, he gave Dom a chance against a lefty, like that matchup, and Dom got the big hit. I think Walt's done a good job with it. I know it can be tough. You know, it was that game was against Cubs last week, I think, on that Tuesday, where Yaz got a single and then hit the 2-run homer and then got yanked in the 6th inning when they bought the lefty for the Cubs. But you know what? He came back the next night, sat on the bench, and then got the big hit to walk it off. So, I mean, that's just kind of, I think the good news is, I think Walt is pretty open with these guys, so he's letting them know, you know, this is what you got today.
Yeah, he has thrown the kitchen sink out there to win close ball games. That one just foul. Even last night, something that may have seemed small or innocuous at the time, but pitch running for Austin Riley late in the game. Riley never comes out of games in those spots, but he thought, you know what? That's the winning run at first base. He put in Mateo for him. It's small things like that. He's been aggressive.
Yeah, he has, and Mateo, you know, look, to his credit, stole and got to second. We weren't able to get the hit, but Riley wasn't going to be able to do that. He could, but not to Mateo's skill set, right?
And Mateo's been great when he's been out there, but as Dom Smith goes down. Now that you've got Ha-Seong Kim back, it obviously becomes even harder to find spots for Jorge Mateo.
It's one of those things, right? You're trying to keep everybody fat and happy, but
it's easier to do when you're 36 and 16.
And that's what I'm saying. You're able to give these guys some games.
A couple of strikeouts now for Dom Smith. Here's Riley.
And I also look at the weather, right? That summer's going to start hitting here, and you're going to be playing some 9,500 degree day games. Those guys are going to need a blow. And Walt talked about that in spring training, trying to give guys more time off.
And he's done that.
No, I don't think he's going to do it with Matt. I mean, that'll be the, because I think if I remember right, Walt even said in spring training something like even Matt.
And then Matt said, please no.
Exactly. That will be a conversation.
I mean, it's tough. If you're a guy like Matt Olson, you're all you hear about is that streak. And Matt's not chasing that, but there's pride in playing over 100 consecutive games.
There is. And the one thing nice, right, for Matt, first base, it's not like you're in the outfield running all over the place for every inning, and he does a good job of staying healthy and keeping himself in good shape.
Over 800 straight now for that man. At the knees. And Jake Urban is having himself a day. 7 strikeouts. He's still working on a no-hitter.
17 strikeouts now here in the bottom of the 5th today.
Guys have been carving them up between Holmes and Irvin. But now he's at 75 pitches. How long will they let him go? He's never made it through 6 this year. He's only gone past 5 innings once.
And you wonder, too, both teams going 11 innings last night. They had to tax the bullpens.
And both teams in the midst of long stretches. Nats, this is game 12 of 16 in a row. Braves are in a stretch of playing 13 in a row that ends tomorrow. So both bullpens certainly could use a breather. Dubon's so good at shooting the ball down the first base line, but a little foul.
And you're going to get past my guy down there in right field either.
He was ready. I think this is the equivalent of a Bat Boys perfect game that's going on down there in right field. Doobie turns on it, but he's also ahead of it. That guy's fired up. Stayed through the rain, got a souvenir.
Yep. Dressed pretty nice for a ball game, isn't he?
Yeah. He's got plans after.
I think so.
Johnny's hideaway. Maybe start at Hal's.
Ooh.
Get the Dover Soul. Irvin threw 5. Braves without a hit, 2-0. Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, the Braves are celebrating another Georgia native. Alan Jackson, celebration night, bobblehead giveaway. Look at that thing. It's beautiful. August 6th, Braves.com/promos to get your tickets today. I'm told we have the only current bobblehead up here in the booth with us, the prototype. And it is in the hands of Jeff Francoeur. To say that that is dicey is an understatement.
Right here.
Look at that bad boy.
Right outside the press box, $250 straight cash. Whoever wants it.
That's one of my favorites that I've seen.
That is
here.
good.
I'd say Outcast and that right up there toward the top.
I'll just keep it right over here.
You know that Chattahoochee song, don't you?
Oh yeah. Come on.
I figured.
It's fresh off Country and Western Night. They played it here last night.
They did. I like his collaboration with Jimmy Buffett, 5 o'clock somewhere. That pops up on the playlist on occasion.
Cowboy hat on.
He never went home. He stayed after the walk-off win yesterday. Slept in the battery. Acuna tracks it down. So Dylan Dodd into the ball game. Holmes goes 5, gives up the 2 homers, but he struck out 10, and now we'll see what Dylan Dodd can do.
Yeah, we need to get Dodd 2 more outs and get a hit on the board first. Got to creep back.
Well, Jake Irvin has been exceptional for the Nationals. You can see that Lyle did not like that call, but both teams just one challenge remaining, so he's not going to question Ron Kulpa.
Look at Val coming up here to take this from me.
Yeah,
Gretchen's worried I'm going to steal it.
She doesn't trust you with that bobblehead.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you just said 250 is you'll take it for the highest bidder.
Cash.
Cash. I think Gretchen's more worried you might break it. Three straight 2-seamers here, and then he fires a slider way low and out. He got him to go after the slider there.
There you go. There's the
throwdown.
Yeah, the one that I told you it never works.
So Dylan gets Dalen as Dodd strikes out Lyle.
Nice slider there. He's able to get that back foot to righties here, like in a matchup like this, and also with lefties.
Frenchie, you and I were there when he debuted in 23 in St. Louis and had 7 starts that year, mixed results, back to AAA. But over the last 2 years, I think he's found his niche in this Braves bullpen.
I was thinking that too as he gets the 3rd out here. Remember his brother was pounding beer up there in the suite.
He had a good night.
What a great time that was.
Good memories for all the Dodds. Break for Jake Irvin in the Nationals. This is a moment ago. So he's throwing a no-hitter through 5 with just 1 walk. He comes out to throw his warm-up tosses for the 6th inning. And clearly was feeling some discomfort.
Oh, yeah.
He could just tell right after, even before that first pitch, but especially after, he called for the medical staff to come out, and they are going to remove him from this game.
There was not even a conversation of trying to keep him in the game. It was just almost consoling him. And I didn't watch all between innings, the other ones, but that, I mean, you saw his arm. He was trying to do something to loosen him.
You just never want to see this. a guy who's had a tough year. He's got around a 6 ERA. He's pitching his best outing of the game today. And yes, it's at the Braves' expense, but you never want to see an injury. And just hope that that's nothing serious for Jake Irvin. So Blake Butera is forced to go to his pen earlier than he was.
Yeah, you figured Irvin was going to probably have one more inning, I would think, the way he was throwing.
He was still right around 80 pitches. His season high was 100, but instead it's going to be Brad Lord out of the bullpen for the Nationals. Simon Matthews, pitching coach, and they're talking about Sean Doolittle talking to Jake Irvin, but you could just, now Irvin's gone underneath, but you could see just the disappointment for him.
Well, probably going down to talk to him.
Now Brad Lord exclusively relief this year, but he was in a swing role last year as a rookie, so he's done both. So bottom line, he can give them a little length out of the pen if need be. And he's coming into a big position here with his team up 2-0.
And we're going to go back and look at that last warm-up pitch. I mean, the thing about it is like when he threw it, he already knew. There was no ump on this throw. It just went to the right.
He was throwing that at about 50%. I think you're right. He had already felt it. Now you wonder, did he feel it at the end of last inning? Did he feel it when he went out there and started to stretch his arm?
Either way, even if there was talk in the dugout and him trying to go back out there, he obviously didn't do it on that pitch. It was whatever was done was done.
Well, we have some time here during the pitching change. We'll take a look at our Toyota Trends feature. So the Braves yesterday got their 18th comeback win. That's the most in baseball. And the Nationals, it was the 14th time that they have blown a lead and lost. That is tied for the most in the National League. See if the Braves can continue that today.
Something to pay attention to in Lord here to see if he's fully warmed. I know he is a bullpen guy, so he can go quick, but you always talk to those pitchers when they come out here and 40,000 fans and are waiting on you. Sometimes you don't tend to take your full warm-up like you would in a pen.
He did make a couple of starts against Atlanta last year as a rookie and had pretty good success against the Braves.
I would think he's going to try to squeeze more than just one inning with the length the pen had to go for the Nats yesterday.
Is smoked, but foul by Yastrzemski. There goes the perfect game.
There.
He had been so good out there.
He got his feet tangled up.
Well, you can't help but feel for the kid.
Watch right here. See?
Yeah.
He got crossed up.
And then almost like that last bounce fooled him a little bit.
He'll bounce back.
Yeah. Second season. They say he's got a bright future.
Good 3-1 count here. Look for something to drive.
Came in on the hands. It would have been ball 4, but instead a fly to right, 1 down. Zaxby's Who's Got the Sauce, fitting with Trop coming up. How about Friday night home games? Braves struggled a little bit last year, not this season.
Yeah. They're not messing around with the Friday night showdown this year. I'll tell you that.
Well, they know it's brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. Wiley, you can add.
Yeah, guys, I asked Chadwick if he did anything to celebrate last night. He said, no, man, we had a day game the next day. I got right into bed. I did call my girlfriend before. She's down in Aruba, and she was out in the town, and Chadwick said Diantha went a little longer than she was preparing to in honor of Trumpy's big night.
Okay.
But a shout out to Diantha.
And a good job pronouncing that. I'm glad you did that, not us up here in the booth.
He actually gave me the phonetic spelling, so I really appreciate that.
All right.
Good for her, Aruba.
Chadwick, the middle of 5 children, all from Aruba. He's grounding to Abrams, who makes a play, 2 down.
All right, third time through the order here, right? Ronald, get us on the board.
Yeah, Ronald's due 0 for 6 in the series, just the 2 homers so far this year for Acuna. Slider from Lord. He gets Acuna to expand. Kind of some funky shadows right now at 625 local. Part of the infield in the sun, and then part of the outfield in the sun as well. Check down, and he went, according to Brock Ballou. So Brad Lord takes the baton from an injured Jake Irvin and sets the Bravos down in order.
To the track, she's gone. Well, they thought they had jumpers really set up. They did. Set up in the right field seat.
On to the 7th, the pair of solo homers for the Nats. That's the difference in the game. And the Braves still without a hit. But fear not, the Braves didn't score in the first 6 innings yesterday and came back to win it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Builds the drama.
And it builds team chemistry. Braves would come back to win 5-4 and 11 yesterday. First pitch of the 7th. Dodd dealing to Bibas, and it lands in the glove of Dubon. A message from Echo.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
That's what Frenchie uses at his house to get the yard work done. Got to get the house ready for summer, Pop.
Yeah. Prime pool season.
You already christened the pool with a party the other day.
Did, yeah.
Thanks for the invitation. Really enjoyed the time.
Thought you'd want to come hang out with about 30 future 7th graders.
Strike to Ruiz.
Turned into a beautiful day now, didn't it?
Yeah, we had the torrential downpour for about 20 minutes. Delay around 40 minutes, but since then, sun has been out. Hey, stay tuned for the stretch, brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. Nick and Peter are ready out there in the battery. They had to take cover during the rain delay, but they're dry and ready to rock and roll. By the way, partner, we were talking earlier about Bobby Cox's funeral on Wednesday and you being there, and Peter sent a really nice text. I know you're not looking for this, but he just said what you said at Bobby's funeral was one of the greatest things he's ever heard. at anybody's funeral, and he just thought it was incredibly touching. So obviously I didn't hear it, but several people have said that. I know you were honored to do it, but it was a special moment.
Well, it was, and Snit did an awesome job too. Phenomenal. Leo told some good stories.
Had to be really emotional.
That was good.
And with Leo telling stories, I'm sure there were some fun jokes in there.
There's some laughs, and you know, when you have a funeral like that, and you know, I know Pam and the rest of the family appreciated it, and it was like I said, it was well done.
Yeah, that one's in there. A cutter. Ruiz is down.
Yeah, he gave up on that one. Good pitch by Dodd, even though he wasn't trying to go backdoor. He was trying to hit him with the front back foot slider, and instead ended up working out for him.
Well, if you like strikeouts, you came to the right place
today.
20 strikeouts between the two teams.
And it's not like you had Sale versus someone that sometimes you rack those up, right? They're just both Irvin with that good curveball, and of course Grant Holmes' slider was really good today.
The StatCast darling James Wood puts good wood on the baseball. His line today is very James Wood. A strikeout, 2 walks, and now 113 mile per hour single. Get a good look at James Wood, because he is going to be around for a long time. He's a good one. Olsen even with a bag, down to a knee to take it. It is time to stretch. Nick and Peter coming up.
Welcome to The Stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Service, savings, sustainability. It's that simple.
Welcome to The Stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Nick Green and Peter Moylan here with you. Peter, we've talked a lot about the different guys contributing to this team. It takes more than 26 on a roster throughout the course of 162 games. Chadwick Trump just gets called up on Tuesday. They've already made quite the impression in quite a few different ways as well.
Organizational depth at full display at the moment. Chadwick Trump has been doing everything you could ask of him. It feels like every single person that comes up to this lineup contributes. It doesn't matter where you put them or what you expect from them. They're able to go out and get the job done. That's the culture that's been created here already. And for Chadwick Trump, it's not just about the bat. The things that he's been doing behind the plate, obviously last night was amazing for him. Today he's been amazing with Grant Holmes, that 1-2-3 double play where he was able to pick this ball right here. That's the toughest throw in baseball. When you're throwing it towards the plate and you're not throwing it 100%, it's really tough to make that throw, and he picked up Grant Holmes right there. Well, great day from Chadwick Trump, great week from him.
Yeah, if you hear him talk, though, it's all about this team winning and helping the team win. He's done a great job so far over the last week or so.
Yes,
let's get you back
to pronunciations.
Let's get you back to Braves baseball.
We're fine.
After a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
When it comes to natural gas in Georgia, G&G leads the league. We keep it simple with great rates that save you money. We even make it easy to reduce your carbon footprint with greener life. Sign up in minutes at gng.com. It's that simple.
Bottom of the 7th, 2-0. The Washington Nationals leading the Atlanta Braves. Brandon Gaudin, Jeff Francoeur, Wiley Ballard with you from Truist Park. Brad Lord back to work. Speaking of going to work, Brad Lord is quite the story. He was not a high draft pick, 18th round back in 2022. And so in the minors, he wasn't making much money. So after the 2023 season and the 2024 season, he worked at Publix and Home Depot, just try to make ends meet. And then last year, finally, after all his hard work, made it to the major league level, and now in his second big league season. But he did get free pub subs when he worked at Publix. So,
and that's worth it.
That's worth it.
Love those subs.
Put the chicken tenders on there, a little pepper jack cheese. I know you don't do any sauces, though. You just
turkey and cheese, salt and pepper.
Frenchie, even with his Chick-fil-A, just like your kids, no sauces.
Yeah, no
you
sauce. Just
all
salt,
natural.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah. But Brad Lord has worked his way to this level. And he gets up the first hit for the Braves today. It's off the bat of Michael Harris, and the no-no is gone in the 7th.
Man, I thought Abrams was going to jump up and catch this ball. Michael took this thing right back up the middle. Just outside, over Abrams' head.
Those two guys are buddies. You know Abrams would have loved nothing more than to rob Michael Harris, but not the case. And now, one swing of the bat, this ball game could be tied.
Well, and that's what's so important and why the Braves are 20 games over 500, because even on games where they're not hitting right now, right, 6 innings of nothing, the pitching has been so good that it's kept you in this ball game now with a chance to tie it up or take the lead.
Last time the Braves were no hit, by the way, was September of 2014 against the Phillies. Cole Hamels started and then the bullpen finished it, but thankfully there will be no hitter here today. Brothers fighting over a souvenir on Memorial Day weekend. America.
And little brother's going to lose that one.
Hard hit. Oh, bobbled. Wait a second. They might have to look at this. It looked like a tailor-made double play after Bebas fielded it.
Yeah, they can tell challenge. I tell you what, I know they can look, but from here, man, it looked like Michael got that foot in.
I thought the same thing, Frenchie.
This was hit hard.
Atlanta's challenge on the outfield,
get
second
out of
base.
the glove.
The only thing would be if Harris's foot popped in the air.
Oh, he's safe.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
That left foot's there.
Braves are going to have 2 on with nobody out.
Oh, yeah. You can see that left foot right there is on the bag. It's not hard with those pink shoes either.
You heard the crowd reaction when they saw it on the big board.
You're right, though, with Matt running. That was a double play ball.
After review, it's on the field is overturned. The runner was saved.
All right, folks, here we go. And that ball was hit hard. Bebas made a nice play to field it, but then he just bobbled it.
I don't know what the Nats dugout now is trying to. They're trying to talk about something. Even if they did heat, I was watching this. Abrams never touched Michael Harris once he came off the bag. Watch this. So Michael's foot comes off for a second here, but he never touches.
Never tags it.
No, that's what I'm saying. See, right there, he's off.
Boy, that was close. But I don't think you can say definitively that that hand grazed the helmet when his foot was off that bag. Let's see this angle.
And yeah, there's no way you can tell that touched him.
Yeah.
It was close. I give him, but see, he's off the bag right now. But his hand never redirects at all touching that helmet, does it? Wow, that is close. But I don't think it does.
I mean, if he got it, he grazed.
You would think there'd be a reaction some way.
Yes.
Whether it's the hand.
The entire umpiring crew got together. Ron Kolpa talking to Blake Butera.
I think Ron Kolpa might be telling him, you can challenge it if you want. That's what it. Tommy Watkins grabbed a ball out of Ron Kolpa's sack to throw it to the pitcher. He didn't have a ball.
I was wondering what Tommy was doing.
Boy, Tommy. He's trying to speed this game up.
Tommy boy.
Man of the people.
Well, that discussion is over.
This. Watch this. Kolpa's like, what's going on? Back to him, puts it right back in. Oh, that's good.
That may be one of the funniest things I've seen.
Good boy, Tommy. Keep this game moving.
After all of that, the runners are at first and second. There is nobody out, and the batter is Mr. Ozzie Albies. First pitch, it's a slider and an infield fly rule for the first down. So Ozzie's last at bat was at 11 pitch at bat with 6 foul balls and now 1 pitch, and he pops it up 1 down.
And we talked earlier about Dom Smith here at Truist Park, and that runners in scoring position average over 500. 2 strikeouts today. That means he's due.
It was in the exact same spot yesterday. 7th inning, 1 out, 2 on, that Dom Smith drove in the first run of the game for Atlanta. Let's see if he can duplicate that. To left field, sending Lyle back, and he's got it for the second out. Now tagging Michael Harris to third, and he gets in there, and they are at the corners. And now it's going to be up to the third baseman, Austin Riley.
They trying to say he left early? Nah. They're trying to appeal it. Nats are trying everything to get an out.
I guess in this case, doesn't hurt you to try to appeal it, but it looked like Harris waited. Great game yesterday for Austin. 3 for 3, 3 hits and a walk. He's 0 for 2 today. $40,000 waiting for something to celebrate. Late. So Brad Lord threw him 95, then 96 to get him to 0-2. '96 again up top. Put yourself in Austin Riley's shoes here, Frenchie. What are you thinking?
Well, look, you got the whole right side open over there, too. I mean, yeah, you'd love the gap or the home run, but at the same time, keep the line moving, at least get that 1 run back. So it's throwing you a lot of fastballs. Look for something to shoot the other way. And if he does throw you an off speed, then maybe you pull it.
Here comes a 1-2. Riley to right field. Is Wood going to run out of room? He is. So after the 3 fastballs, that time a slider. And he gets it back to the Heat. They are stranded at the corners.
There's a big
trip below the surface, brought to you by Georgia Aquarium. Best records against a division opponent in the National League going back to last year. Braves 13-5 against the Nationals. And the poor Rockies.
Giants own them, huh?
The
other two teams.
Everybody owned them on that graphic. Tana tried to bunt there against Dodd.
Walt might be thinking, I need to get an AB right now.
And the Braves took 3 of 4 in DC in April. Won game 1 of this series yesterday. So Walt Weiss, in his tenure as Braves manager, 4-1 against the Nats so far. Well, the Braves had a chance there in the bottom of the 7th, but the Nats keeping them off the board. Still 2-0 here. Pretty routine for Ozzie. 1 away.
It's kind of funny after the pen yesterday, right? Being used a lot by both teams. Both managers. Dodd going on his 3rd inning. Looks like with nobody warming up, Lord's probably going to go back out there for his 3rd.
Dodd's been very efficient. 26 pitches now.
Yeah, why not? If anything, you keep lengthening him out too, right? Give you options.
Dodd had some great moments last year out of the bullpen, and absent a brief IL stint this season. He's looked strong again for Atlanta. C.J. Abrams 0 for 3 today. Did have the 3 RBI yesterday. He leads baseball with 45 runs driven in this season. But he is striking out here in the 8th.
Great sequence too. Pitch before he kind of threw that 2-seamer in on his hands, and right here just expanded the other way.
So now there have been 22 strikeouts in this game. The record this year in a 9-inning game is 27 total strikeouts. No strikeout here, but certainly Dodd will take it. 1, 2, 3 they go in the top of the 8th. Good Hands brought to you by Allstate. It'll be a couple of left hands throwing the baseball tomorrow. Martin Perez and Foster Griffin on a Sunday afternoon at Truist Park.
Southpaws locking arms.
The veteran Martin Perez, who's been a great get for Atlanta, and Griffin, who pitched a few years over in Japan. So he's 30 years old, hasn't thrown a lot at the major league level, but he'll get that opportunity tomorrow. Let's see if the Braves can get to Brad Lord here. They had 2 on in the 7th, but failed to score. Dubon will lead it off in the 8th.
So you get 2 out of the first 3 on, and then you turn that lineup back over to Ronald. He's painting that corner right now.
Yeah, both Dodd and Lord have looked sharp out of the pen. He did not go. Second baseman Nunez takes the high hop. Dubon 0 for 3. Bringing the lumber. Brought to you by Yellowwood. Coming into today's action, top 2 offenses in Major League Baseball, the Nationals and the Braves. It was pretty low scoring yesterday until the late innings. And a similar story today in a 2-0 ball game.
Yeah, well below that average.
But the Braves have been known to change that late. Glancing around the NL East today, the Marlins beat the Mets 4-1. And the Phillies right now scoreless against Cleveland in the 4th, with Atlanta having that healthy 10.5 game cushion in the division. Diaz goes chasing after that sweeper. Tyler Kinley had a huge inning last night out of the bullpen, and he's the one getting warm right now.
Got
hit
it.
it. Well, he swung at one down in there, so Lord tried to go back, but a little too close for comfort. He hit him. Right off the toe box.
The call on the field was hit by pitch. Washington's challenge.
Okay, so the Nationals challenging this. Looked like it got him.
I thought so too. It sounded like it, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it grazed the big toe.
Well, I think one of the reasons I want to know too is because the catcher didn't catch it, right? Like it redirected.
Yeah, no question. There's no way it takes that bounce unless it hits his foot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's clear cut.
After review, the hitter was hit by pitch. Washington loses the challenge.
It's like the Billy Madison. Remember that?
I award you no points.
We're all dumber having witnessed that. I award you no points and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, what a movie. All right, last night's hero Chadwick Tromp 0 for 2 today.
Yeah, my thing too, obviously you saw the ricochet, but the sound, when you listen to it fresh, you could hear it hit the edge.
Soft liner, and it is caught by Nunez. 2 away now. I feel like something might happen here, Jeffrey. Ronald to the plate with 2 down. 3 strikeouts today for Acuna. Time to change it.
Yeah.
27 game on base streak on the line. We showed you earlier, but it was 365 days ago, May 23rd last year here at Truist Park, that Ronald returned from the ACL injury. First pitch he saw, he hit it over the left center field wall. With a glorious return here at Truist Park, would go on to be the National League Comeback Player of the Year. He's down to the count 1-2.
He's got four or five of our righties looking at that pitch right there. It's like they all think it's going down or they give up on it, and it holds its spot on that outside corner. And see, shadow's not really a problem anymore.
Ronald sends it foul. And pretty much the whole infield now is in the shade, and most of the outfield. As we just tick past 7 o'clock local time. In on the hands with a four-seamer that time. Braves just the one hit, the Harris leadoff single last inning. Yastrzemski at first with a hit by pitch. Acuna is trying to avoid his third career 4-strikeout game. But he is rung up by Ron Kolpa, who said he win. Ronald in disbelief. It is a 4th strikeout for Acuna, and Walt Weiss is going to come out for a word with the crew chief.
That's one, right? You want it checked. You want this checked, right? In this kind of moment right here. He felt like he went, but
I feel like he should have gone down to first base. Some conversation with Ron Kolpa, no ejection after this strikeout.
Yeah, we now get the kind of the side view, and he probably got it right. Hate to say it.
I just think in that spot, I get it, Ron Kolpa, you're the crew chief, you feel pretty strongly about it, but check down, because your first base umpire obviously has the better look at it.
Yeah, and you think about it. Remember, Wood had one of those earlier that we saw, and he checked it down to third. I agree, got the call right. There's no doubt. I just think a lot of players sometimes are like, just in those moments, ask for help maybe.
Tyler Kenley on here to pitch the ninth.
Man, what a job Dylan Dodd did, huh?
3 strong innings.
1 hit, no walks, and 3 Ks.
And what a job Kenley did last night in the 11th inning. Set him down 1-2-3. It's our defensive play of the game, brought to you by CarShield.
Hey, he came in. We talked. He'd been struggling a little bit, and of course, you know, he comes into that spot, Brandon. There's already a runner on second, so he was able in 11 pitches to get out of that. Allowed us to win that game in the bottom of the 11th.
And he's looking sharp to start here this evening against Lyle. It's now 24 strikeouts combined between the two teams today. 3 off the record this year for a game in Major League Baseball. Ball and 2 strikes here. Asim Nunez 0 for 3 today. The Collins Hill High School product in Gwinnett County. Kinley strikes him out too. It's a curveball. A message from Alpha Insurance.
No matter what life throws your way, we'll be there knocking it out of the park. Getting you back home safe and sound. That's life with Alpha Insurance.
Now Kinley will try to strike out the side facing Bibas, who had a homer back in the 5th. First of the season, just the 2nd of his career. But he's only played about 50 big league games. Lovelady is ready to pitch the bottom of the 9th. Remember, he was the opener in yesterday's game. Bibas out to right field, sending Acuna back to the wall, and he finds it. Exhale, 2-0. Braves will try to rally in the bottom of the 9th. Ball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. By Alpha Insurance, your winning lineup for auto, home, life, and health. And by Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Back at Truist Park, 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Our Whataburger What a Play, the NL East standings. The Braves just dominant, 10.5 up over the Phillies. Nationals trying to get within 10 here if they can get 3 more outs. It's very interesting. The guy that's going to try to do it, Richard Lovelady, was the starter yesterday as the opener. And now a day later, he's going to try to get the save in a 2-0 ball game. He gave up a double yesterday in the 1st, but no runs as he fires to Harris, who has the Braves' only hit today.
It's funny how everything kind of happened after the starters have gone out of the game, and just I don't think anybody thought you were going to see Lovelady in here in the 9th. But here we are.
And again, they don't have a true closer. We talked about it yesterday. It's kind of by committee. So Lovelady getting the ball here on May 23rd. Swing and a miss. The sweeper gets Harris. 1 down.
Is that 26 strikeouts on the day combined now?
Yep.
You said from the top 2 offensive teams in the league, you didn't expect that.
From Grant Holmes and Jake Irvin, the 2 starters today, not necessarily high strikeout guys. Ruiz is feeling that one. Ron Kolkba gave him some extra time. Ruiz is okay. Slow bouncer to first. The Nationals only have 1 shutout this year. Their pitching has been an issue, but they are 1 out away from getting their 2nd shutout of the season. You got Dom Smith on deck. Can Ozzie just find a way on base and
give yourself a chance?
Give him a chance. But now 1-2. And Ozzie, piece of the sweeper. Rally caps on here. Braves have not been one hit since March 30th of last year when they were in San Diego, part of that tough stretch to begin last season. But just one hit so far. And it looks like that's going to be it. What a pitching performance by the Nationals today. They shut out the Braves 2-0 to even the series at a game apiece.
Yeah, great job by Grant Holmes, really. Then Dylan Dodd, Kenley, but we just couldn't get anything offensively. Really only 2 balls hit hard today. Line drive by Ozzie, and Michael Harris is single up the middle. But because of the win last night, again, you got a chance to come win the series again tomorrow. Now, what you wanted offensively today, but again, a clean game from a defensive and pitching, which the Braves have been doing.
So the series on the line tomorrow. The Braves have only lost 1 series all year. So they'll try to keep that up tomorrow against the Washington Nationals. We'll go on the air at 3:30 with a 4:10 first pitch. Stay tuned now. Nick and Peter, they will take you the rest of the way with a post-game show. Appreciate you all spending today with us. For Wiley Ballard, for Jeff Francoeur, and for all the others, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off and saying so long, everybody.